everyone! In this video today, I want to show you guys how to make this super intricate sort of rainbow arrowhead fishbone hybrid almost. It looks very much so like a traditional arrowhead, but we have these extra background pieces here that adds just a little bit more fun to the design. This pattern isn't too complicated to make at all, even though it does look super intricate. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the tutorial. So for this pattern, you will need 6 colors. So I'm doing a rainbow pattern here. And then for your 7th color, you will use black, which will just be the background. With this bracelet being 16 strings, you will need 4 strands of your black color and then 2 strands of each of your 6 colors. As far as measuring goes, I like to measure my strands very loosely. I will do about 30 inches for a 6-inch bracelet, which is what this is right here. So with the teardrop loop and then the shaped end wrapping around plus ties, it only needs about 30 inches. But if you have a bigger wrist, you'll want to measure more, and if you have a smaller wrist, you'll want to measure less. So it really is just going to depend on the size you need to make. I also have a teardrop loop on this bracelet, and I do have it on here as well to show the pattern on, but this is an optional start. You don't have to make any sort of fancy start. You can follow along the pattern exactly as I show in the video, and it'll work up just the same. If you want to, you can tie your strings in a knot and then just start the pattern. You can make this fancy start. You can do whatever you want to do. It's really just going to be up to your preference. But even though I have this teardrop loop right here, you can completely ignore it because the pattern will be the same no matter what's up here. So for the order of your strings, you can see it's a lot easier up here with the teardrop loop because they're all kind of separated out. But from the outside to the center, you want to order your strings red, black, black, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So it's pretty much just like the rainbow, but with how the bracelet starts out, you want those black strings right up here. So with our outermost left strand, which will be our red one, you want to do forward knots across all 5 of the strands next to it. And then on the 6th one here, which will be your blue strand, you want to do a forward-backward knot. And obviously, if you are repeating the video at this point, the forward-backward knot will no longer be your blue strand, but it'll be whatever the 6th strand from the left is. And now we're going to come back to our outermost left strand, which will be our first black strand in line here. And we are going to do forward knots across the next 3 strands to the right of it. And then on the 4th one, we will do a forward-backward knot. And then we're going to come back to the outermost left strand again, which will be our 2nd black strand here, and we are going to do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it, and then in the next one over, we will do a forward-backward knot. And then we're going to come back to our other black strand that we did the first row of knots with up here, and we are going to do a backward knot onto the string to the left of it. And that way our two black strands are now side by side again. And then we are going to come back to our first colored strand, which right now is the red one. If you're repeating the video again, it'll be whatever this stripe is. So you're going to take that strand and you're going to do a backward knot onto the string to the left of it. And then on the next one over, you'll do a backward forward knot. And then while we're on this left side here, we're going to come to the center, which is where our strings are split in half here. And we are going to take our purple strand, or whichever one you have in the middle here if you're following the video again, and we are going to do a backward knot onto the string to the left of it, and then on the next string over we will do a backward forward knot. And now we have this whole left side finished for now. Before we can do our arrowhead section, we need to repeat all of this on the right side, except we're mirroring it. So take this group, put it off to the side for now. With your outermost right strand, you will do backward knots onto the next 5 strings to the left of it. And then on the 6th strand here, you will do a backward forward knot. And then we're going to come back to our outermost right strand, which will be our first black strand. And we're going to do 3 backward knots onto the next 3 strings to the left of it. And then on the 4th one here, we will do a backward forward knot. And then we'll come back to our outermost right strand again, which will be our second black strand. And you're going to do a backward knot onto the string to the left of it. And then on the next string over, do a backward forward knot. And then you're going to come back to your previous black strand, and you're going to do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then that way your black strands are grouped together again. Now we are going to come back to our first colored strand that we've been previously working with, and a way you can tell which one that is we did the forward backward and backward forward knots here, so you'll know to come back to that string. And with the strand, you are going to do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it, and then on the next string over, do a forward backward knot. And then we're going to come to the center line here and pick up our 6th colored strand, which in this whole rainbow is purple. If you're following the video again, it'll be different. Obviously, just come to your middle 2 strands. And with this one here, we're going to do a forward knot onto the strand to the right of it. And then on the next string over, do a forward backward knot. And now we can sort of bring all of our strings back into the mix and we can connect this arrowhead. So go ahead and come back to your newest middle 2 strands and make a forward knot. And then you'll take the strands to the left and right of them and close them in for this part of the arrowhead. So we'll take the left strand of the middle and do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then on the other side, do a backward knot onto the strand to the left of it. And then take the middle 2 strands and do a forward knot. And then we are going to count spaces over from the middle on both sides, which will be this very first color that we worked with in the set. And then we are going to close this diamond in. So on the left side of the 2, take your strand and do 3 forward knots onto the strings to the right of it. And then from the middle, count 4 strings over to the right and come pick up this string and do 3 backward knots onto the next 3 strings to the left of it. And then take your middle 2 strands and connect them with a forward knot. And that is how you make the whole bracelet. So you can see obviously now your orange will be next, and then yellow, green, blue, purple, and keep repeating that until you have your bracelet completely finished. And if you want to follow the video again, you can do it from this timestamp here. The steps will all be the same. Obviously, you will just have different color placements, so I tried to explain that as ambiguous as I could in case you were following the video again. But that is how you make the whole bracelet, and the way this is shaped up is perfect for a shaped end if that is what you like to make. But again, starts and finishes are all personal preference. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.